I am starting a conversation with real women in real life who has been intuitively guided at one stage or another to start something, perhaps to clean their house, their cupboard, give away or throw away some clutter, some books, clothes, whatever it may be, or to start a more wholesome way of living. Friend Nadine, I'm going to bring her in a few minutes, but I want to know so much about the woman who has been guided intuitively in their life, maybe 10 years ago, maybe, I don't know, 2 months ago, but they listen to this gentle whisper, this gut feeling to try something new, to start something fresh, or maybe to go back to something old, an old habit or new habit, something, but the listen is the most important part. They listen to this gut feeling, this gentle whisper, and they started something. And today, weeks later, months later, they want to do something new. So I want to start this conversation, and if you are listening, you want to share this conversation with a friend or any woman in your life, I want you to start this conversation. I want you to start this conversation with women in your life, that we do have this gentle whisper, regardless of your culture, where you were born, whatever the hell was going on in your life or is going on in your life, you have this intuitive guidance too. We all have it, and I want to start this conversation so we all tap into this trusting, loving, empowering guidance that we all have. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning and for being the first one to jump into this conversation.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me into your first one. When I was listening just now, I was like, I'm the first? Oh my God, that's amazing. So thank you so much. It's a wonderful, wonderful idea.
Yeah. When it started, I wanted to share this. When I had this idea, well, I've been having this idea for a long time, but time wasn't appropriate, or something was going on with my own life that I wasn't able to do it. So last week I had a cold, and I was so feverish. I was like a little bit not here at the same time, but I was so present. I was on the couch with my book and my journal, and I just had this stir in me to today is the time. And I started sending, like, I don't know, all the women who was coming to my mind in that very moment. I started sending messages to all of you, and one after another. So in about 2 hours, about 20 women replied back with a date.
Amazing.
It was all like, so I have September, October, November dates ready, which was, oh my gosh, wow. So it's not me, it's like something was, staring me toward that way. And I really want to know about women's story. I really, I'm so curious, because of this guidance. We've been getting it, but we kind of tapped out of it.
Yeah,
so
disconnected. We're disconnected and distracted.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I'm going to let you take over and tell us for you. So you're thinking about what was happening before you even started your work and what you share now on social media.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit more about you, where you're from, your mom, I know. What was going on in that period of time when you had this gut feelings, I got to do something, and then you listen to this.
The middle of that was coming through. So I was like, what do I do?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So go ahead. Tell us a little bit more about you now.
Great. So I love that you got this guidance, like this niggle. I call them like daily niggles, which like, I always feel like the universe is guiding us, or kind of not pushing, but not kind of guiding us and nudging us towards where we're supposed to be. Because I believe that our lives are already pre-written. So we're on our path, but we get distracted. And that's why all these distractions are coming in to get us off our path of returning to ourselves. So I love that you got that. And then instantly you got the sign, the confirmation that you are not alone in this feeling. Like, we're all on it, because we're all, this is what's happening in the energies in the world right now. We're all just coming back home, and we're all guiding and supporting each other to do that. But nobody's telling us that's what's happening. We're just now tuning into ourselves even more and more and more and more each day. Look, it's been going on, I think, for me since 2011, when I really just, my head just opened and I cracked it, and I'd had enough of this world that I've been living in. And I feel like it's just getting stronger and stronger now, you know? So when it all started kicking off for me in 2011, I really didn't know what was going on. And all that's available on social media in the world now was not available then. So I had to push it aside, because I had 2 young babies at that time, and newly married and renovating and corporate life and da-da-la-la-la. So I didn't have time to tap into it. I only had access to it when I moved here in 2015, when I was able to get off the corporate wheel and slow down in life. Like, I needed to really live life and live it simply for it all to kind of come into me. So for most of my life, I was struggling. Like, I literally was dragging my behind through life my whole entire life. And it wasn't until I got here, then I had time to kind of slow down. And then, as I was saying, like niggles, I met people who kind of guided me to essential oils. So then that's when things started to really change. And then that's when my, you know, all the heaviness that I've been carrying was lifting. And then I was able to kind of tap in to what truly was meant for me. I think, anyway. I don't really know how it all worked. And because you asked me these questions, I'm like, oh yeah, like how did this all happen? So it's the daily niggles that you get, and you can either pay attention to them or you can push them aside. And you can push them aside and they'll come back.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes, it always
They'll
does.
come back bigger.
If it is your path, then you will be having these little urges, but then it's like so gentle. It's like a wind. It just goes so quickly. And then if we listen, there's a pause, there's a reflection, and then the mindset change, or there's some work happening, like within a second, all of it happening within a second. But then if we leave it be, then we miss that occasion. But then it keeps coming. So you said you were struggling and you were dragging. You said, what was it like? What was it like? What was dragging? I know. How was the body, like the vessel?
Yeah, so the mind and the body were not good. I still have a sugar addiction, but I'd had a sugar addiction since I was 8, because there was no drugs and alcohol available to me at 8 years old. So I went for the sugar. And I've only just now in the last couple of months have I really just looked at sugar as the evil that it is. Like, I'm like, you got to go. You're gone. So sugar really is on its way out for me. It's really just maybe a few little bits left. But I just lived life chaotically, and I was always pissed at everybody. However, I was always coming from my heart, because I'm just naturally like a helper and a healer. So, but I hung around the wrong people. I spent my time with the wrong people. I fell in love with the wrong people. I was not a happy camper in my home. My home was dissatisfying. So it was like so much around me at the time. And I just feel like I was like this, just dragging myself through life all the time. I was eating the wrong foods, drinking, partying, doing everything I could to escape.
So you said,
I was in.
So you said in 2011 something happened. So if we go back to 2011, like what was it? Like what was the little whisper came to you? What was it like?
Well, it wasn't actually a whisper. It was a bit of a crunch. I was pregnant with my 3rd child? Yeah, pregnant with my 3rd. And I was really, instead of being happy that I was husband, 2 kids, pregnant, house, you know, I had all the boxes ticked, the corporate job, the mortgage, the lovely home, the kids, everything. I had everything, but I was so unhappy. And I had been unhappy, as I was saying, for so long, but I was just had enough. And I think I had the biggest fight with my husband. And I was like, that's it. We're over. I'm out. This is done. But then I was like, I'm just going to end up like everyone else in my family. Not that there's anything wrong with being divorced or whatever, but I just like, it's just, I'm in a terrible cycle here. And I want to be that cycle breaker.
Yes.
So I was like, I was like something, but I didn't know that at the time. Looking back, I'm like, that's what was happening.
Yes.
So I truly believe we are connected to everything around us, nature, stars, planets, everything. And we are not alone. We're not living this life on our own. We are being guided all the time. And I was luckily that I was aware of that. Luckily that I had that inkling to think, there's something better than how we're living. This can't be right.
Mm.
I'm ticking all the boxes. I'm doing all the things that the system wants me to do and the life wants me to do, but I'm so unhappy. What is it?
Mm.
So I'm really lucky that somehow I listened to all that and started to look at my life. And it took me a really long time to get my act together.
Yeah.
But here I am today, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm 53 in November, and I can't believe I'm finally happy now at this age.
Yeah.
I thought I was meant to be on a downhill at this age, but I'm actually going up.
Yeah. I feel you. Yes, I can say the same. There are always challenges or areas that we keep working on, but I feel my best at this time. Like I'm 44, and I feel like I've never felt so much in my body
Yes.
than ever. I feel like although it's not about the age, it's not about the hair, it's not about the makeup, it's not about the quality of whoever is in your life. It's not that. It's like I feel more present in me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like more connected to my own me, my soul behind the suit that we're wearing, the body. I feel more, I recognize this me,
Yeah.
this soul. Yeah, I can say the same, although there are challenges. But I'd like to ask you, if it's not too much and too personal, share whichever part you feel comfortable sharing. So you said you got your act together. So what was that like? You started getting your act together. So what was it like in real life, in real day-to-day challenges? Getting our act together is not easy.
No.
Gosh, we are our own enemy at times, and we have to fight this. But I think all women, we are warriors, and in our psyche, we have this warrior. Sometimes it comes out with anger, aggressive, and sometimes gentle. Sometimes we need to be withdrawn. Sometimes we need to stretch out, lock the door, and get the hell out of here. All of it. So
all
it's like all of it. Even in the Hinduism, like there's the nine female divine female. So all of them is needed in specific time, and it's embracing all of them at the same time, or when it's needed. The Kali comes out, the one who is ready, the chaotic one, to bring order.
Yeah.
So all that frustration and the dragging and the pissed off with everyone. So all of it was like there was a purpose, there was a reason for you to awaken that part of the female in you, that form. So how was it? Who did you adapt into, that version of the woman, feminine version, to get that act together? So how was it? Like, what was of the first few things that you remember doing? Although I'm sure there's so many.
Yeah, so many.
Yes. So what did you start doing? And if someone in that place right now, and they want to know about, how did it start? Did it start drinking water? Maybe you did start with, again, was decluttering maybe your space. What was it for you?
Well, I did lots of things. I did a lot of purchasing of a lot of junk, of a lot of things at the shops, because that's what that's what we're taught to do, aren't we? Purchase stuff. I was buying things to fill the hole in the soul, because I recognized there was a hole in the soul that never occurred to me before. Then so I kind of went a bit backwards, but sometimes you've got to go backwards to go forwards. So I was buying things to fill the hole in the soul, which never happens. You never fill that hole by external sources. It has to come within. So there was other things that I had to do. Was I had to set up boundaries, even though I'm not a fan of the word boundaries, but I had to say goodbye to people. Well, not goodbye, but just step away from people who were not healthy for me, who were enabling the behaviors that were not good for me, or that I wasn't at that time strong enough to stop my own bad habits. I had to step away from people who were, facilitating those bad habits. And that's nothing to do with drinking or drugs or anything. It's just behaviors of, just conversations, gossiping and that stuff. Just like, no, can't be doing any of that stuff. And then I think moving to Ireland and being so close to nature was such a gift for me, because we are nature. Like, I was living in Sydney, so it was like, that's where I'm from. So it's like busy and houses and concrete, and there's not much nature. So I really feel like me being close to nature and being with all these animals and getting chickens and cows and horses all around me. They're not my cows and horses, but that's what really, I wish they were, but they're not. But that's really what helped me. I didn't know that. Like, that's why I say nature and the universe is always supporting us. So I believe I'm being brought to Ireland for a reason, not because I married an Irish man, I believe there's a bigger purpose, and it was to help me become who I'm meant to be and bring me back to home. Even though the weather is disastrous and I would love to move back to Australia, I'm here and it's such a beautiful gift. These lands in this country are amazing, amazing, amazing. And it's even amazing to have to be tuned into that. So it was, so boundaries, nature, and then getting more into the awareness of food. So because I was driving around, there's these cows everywhere, I was very connected to food. I was like, oh, I eat you. Whereas when I was in Sydney, I didn't get to see animals. So I went on a vegan journey for a while. It didn't work out well for me in the end. But now I've come back to, it's something I had to go through, but now I've come back to where I buy my food from, like the sourcing of food, stepping away from the supermarkets so much, shaking the hands and getting to know the local farmers, growing my own food, having a herb garden, using my herbs, and then eventually, you know, got the oils into me, which literally unlocked bigger things quicker. So that's how it works. And then I started to meet people here, and I got fussy about who I gave my time to, because I was becoming new. So the people in my past who weren't great for me, you can't have access to the new me. You just can't. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to work for me.
Not aligned.
I send them love, but it's something I really had to mind myself about and say, there's red flags there, and I'm going to listen to them, and good luck, love you, love and light and all that. But I'm over here doing this now.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's like something happened once you realize that whisper. It's like something happened. You were observing what was going on around you rather than being stuck in this drama of life and pulled into whatever else was going. All of them were lessons. We learned them, but it was like you were watching from above. You're not drawn into it, and then watching, being in the awareness state. It's like it allowed you to say, hang on, I love you, but I'm going to love you from a distance from now on, because if I be drawn into this drama, then I'm not loving me.
And I'm such a people pleaser. So I had to get over, and I'm still a people pleaser. Like I still catch myself going, what are you doing? Why are you trying to get that person to like you? Because I want everyone to like me. But now it's just like, no, I'm actually, because I didn't like myself, but now I love myself, not in a lovey way, but like you love what's the word? It's kind of, you love yourself, but you like have gratitude for who you are now. And it's just like, I see my worthiness to myself has risen. So it's really like, the people pleasing is a really hard one, because I think we're so used to doing that, and we've been trained and guided to do that, and that's the worst thing you can do for yourself. But it's really easy now to step away. Even though I still have small little bits, it's still really easy now to just, that's not for me. I appreciate me. I have to look after myself. Whereas before, I think we just give ourselves, I've always given myself so freely to everybody. But now I have to rein it back in just a little bit so I can be the best version of me for my children as well. I've got to show them what I'm doing. And because I've realized too, these little people, like it's monkey see, monkey do. So they're watching everything you do. If you're on your phone for too long or you're eating junk food, they think that's normal.
And they're waiting when you do it, then they can come back to you. But what about when you were doing it? They're waiting, watching, like you can't, there's no way that you can actually hide a little bit of this, because they see it all.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like even my son was saying, he's just got his new phone because he's moving to secondary, and he came home from school and he got it straight to his room to get his phone. And I was like, what are you doing on your phone? He's like, well, you're on your phone. But then I decided then I realized I hadn't told my kids my dreams and what my aspirations are and why I'm building a business via network marketing. So then I was like, I need to talk to them about this. That didn't occur to me. So I had a chat with them and told them what my dreams and aspirations are and what I'm doing through my phone. And I said, if you don't waste your time on your phone unless it's making you money.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I have the same, like if I'm on my phone, I'm doing something, I do reply to messages and all that, but I'm working and it's different. And I don't work when I'm spending quality time with them. I'm working when I'm working. Yes, you are there. but there's also a line, you know, or stay away maybe in the evening or when we're having dinner together, and all of those beautiful habits. So tell us, where are you now? So you started there, you made changes, continuing to listen to your true essence. What's happening now? But when I look at your content online, which is so beautiful, so serene, it's like, oh my God, I feel it's like a light.
Oh,
You
that's
know, it's,
great. That's what I want, because there's
yes,
so much noise and
yes,
distraction. So I'm choosing thoughtfully nice, bright colors.
yeah,
Like I do my page with intention, and
yes,
it's just, well, it's just not even intention. It's naturally how I feel. You know, bright,
mm,
happy
mm,
colors, nice, peaceful things. Nothing in your face. Not to say I was never in your face, but
yeah,
it's like now I'm choosing, you know, calmer music and more instrumental music, because I don't want to add any more noise that's
mm,
in this life.
yeah,
I still want to bring the noise, because I've got something to say, and I think it's really important. And what I've done so far in my life
yeah,
is it needs to be shared. We need to
agreeable,
get, and the
yes,
only way to do it so far is in your
yeah,
community,
yeah,
online,
yeah,
within your friends and family. So I'm
yeah,
trying to do all the things. And if you do it online, you're reaching hundreds and thousands of people,
yes, yeah,
you know? So I try to do that with good intentions of, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I'm
yeah,
having a really good time doing it, and I feel so much better, and maybe you want to do it too.
yeah. So you've navigated again from the gentle whisper. You've navigated your way to here, where your laundry detergent, your dishwasher, your shampoo, and all of it is homemade.
Yeah,
It's
most of it.
a
Not
massive,
shampoo and conditioner I buy from doTERRA, but
yeah,
I cannot get a good formula for shampoo.
yeah,
So everything else in our home is
yeah.
homemade and DIY.
Which is such a massive
Mm.
transformation, change, a huge. And again, I love speaking about the liver and how, but every part of our body is detoxifying emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. We're detoxifying, and detergent cosmetic is such a big one that
Yeah.
we don't even think. Most women that I would work with would be like, what food should I be eating? What food should I be eating? Is this good? Is this good? And then I would say, let's look at the toxic load on the system right now. It's not about the slice of bread. It's about what else is in the bread. It's not about, you know, it's like the toxic load from the chemicals and every shit that they have everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like so liberating at the same time that you can do this. Let's just remove some of the toxic load. And it's not a coincidence that you are the first one speaking to us today, because once we remove the massive amount of, we've gone into such a clean freak. I'm a clean freak too, but like using sprays and antibacterial this and that and all that. Do you know, it's like, so how how is it now?
So,
How is it?
sorry.
Yeah, I think it got cut off.
Yeah, it
So,
just froze for a minute.
okay. So tell us a little bit about the changes that might occur
Hmm.
health-wise, spiritually, mentally, physically. How essential oil or maybe low tox detergents and cosmetic can help our health.
Yeah, it's all of it.
Yes.
So you can start to change one thing
Mm.
at a time, which I really advise. So whether it's your food or it's your laundry detergent or what it is, you can't do everything at once. You can, but you're not going to have a great time. You
Yeah.
have to do it slowly and one thing at a time. And I always say, we had a doTERRA event on Saturday, and we were talking about low tox living, and I just said, just change one product every month in your home. Just swap it out. And then in 6 months' time, you'll look back and you'll be like, well, look at me. So laundry detergent is the one thing I'd say would swap out straight away. There's various recipes available. Nancy Bristworth in the UK, she's flying it at the moment. She has a recipe for her low tox living for laundry. I think it's too complicated, especially if you're starting out. I just think get your bicarb soda
Yeah.
and get your vinegar and your
Yeah.
Castile soap, and you're on your way. Now you can buy
Yeah.
them all from a company called Bomar here in Ireland, Bomar, and they've got really good prices. And
Yeah.
then you use your essential oils to add in those extra benefits, you know, for the
Yeah.
smells as well, because you definitely want to get rid of your laundry, because a lot of that laundry, you don't want to get rid of your laundry, you want to get rid of your laundry powder, because there's chemicals that are in there that smell, you know, smell lovely,
Mm.
but they're not good for you. They will disrupt your endocrine system and your hormones. And I can tell you the effects that they have on you, because my whole life I literally had a headache every day. And I would take Panadol and sometimes alcohol to help me sleep because of the headaches. But once I got all these chemicals out of my life, that all went away. So now I'm like, my body is much cleaner, but now I use the oils to enhance it as well and support me at the same time. So your laundry powder, you definitely want to start with. That's the best one to go. And then obviously, processed foods. You want to get highly processed foods out of your home as quickly as possible, but just simply stop buying them. Stop buying that chocolate bar at the service station or the supermarket or whatever, and start making as much food as you can in your home. Now, I understand there's so many busy lives. Everyone has busy lives. Mums and dads are busy. No one has time to cook. But that's when I ended up getting the Thermomix business in our home. Well, I got Thermomix first in our home because I wanted to start cooking from scratch. And because I didn't really know how to cook food, I really was just, let's just buy it. But then I was like, right, I need to teach myself how to cook. And that's what the Thermomix did for me. It literally taught me how to cook. So then I got into these fresh ingredients and I got more picky about, is it organic or is it not organic? And so I started to do things that way. So my two areas of my life are focused really on food, what we eat in our house and what my children are eating. And then the essential oils in our home and how they can support us with low tox living and our emotions and colds and flus and immune support and gut health and all that stuff. So there's many areas that you can focus on, but I just think those two really, just to start off with, eat better, get the toxins out of the home.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So much we can continue speaking about this now entire day. So just a recap, if anyone listening, if anyone listening right now, and you might be thinking, there's food I need to take care, my detergent, my cosmetic, people, my relationship with others, my relationship with myself, there's so much, right? But let's bring it back to your intuitive guidance. Your journey is your own. These are our story where we started. We didn't change all the detergent, cosmetic, food in one day. We didn't, because we didn't have the money for it. But we did slowly, and every day perhaps we progressed onto what we already had. So we built onto the habits that we started. But the idea came with one little whisper within us. It could be probably maybe you were speaking to someone and a friend, your mother, your father, someone gave you this idea. Hey, have you looked into healthier eating? Have you looked into essential oil? Have you looked into Thermomix? Have you looked into whatever your need is? And when you hear this message, maybe a dream, maybe a friend, maybe a social media post, something inside you drops like a ping. And it's just like seconds, 2 seconds, 5 seconds. If you say, okay, I got this message is mine, then you have a work to do within you, not outside.
No.
Don't go outside asking, hey, Mira, hey, Nadine, is this right for me? You've already gotten this message. This is for me. Now it's for you to do the work to progress into the information that you have been guided onto.
Absolutely. You have to listen to yourself. You have to listen to your inner voice, because there's so much coming at us all the time. And it's such easily distract you. So you'll end up, you won't know what to do about anything, because you're too used to, what do you think? What do you think, Mary? What do you think? No, you have to just, listen to the little niggles that come in. Maybe it's somebody who said, oh, have you tried essential oils? Or have you looked at your liver, or whatever it is, just, oh, right. And I think the universe works through other people as well. But how does it sit with you? Like, when somebody said to you, or how's your liver health? You'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But whether does it resonate with you, and does it sit with you? And if it does, oh, okay. Maybe write it down, journal on it, or whatever you need to do. And just, and look at it from there. Because the universe is always talking to you through people, through thoughts, through signs, whatever it is. So it's, you're so right. It's all about listening to you.
Yeah. So, and then once you start with this idea that you've been received, and then it goes on to something else, it goes something else. So you keep feeling this inner wellness within you, because like it's like a layer. One layer is being peeled, like an onion is being peeled. Another one is being peeled. When your body, your physical body, the suit is ready to peel that another layer, then the emotional healing begins happening, and then something else is happening. So as you move forward, the universe moves with you, or vice versa. So what's your practice right now? You know that the message is coming. What's your practice to be more in tune with your soul? What do you do? A practice? Is there something you do that connects you with there?
I'm, you know, these people who have like the lists on, I need to go for a 20-minute walk, and I've tried that. It doesn't work for me. I listen to how I feel, and I try not to listen to this too much. I listen to the heart. And sometimes, you know, the gut is also another brain as well, but I try to listen to everything through my heart. So every morning I love to go out to my chickens. I take my shoes off and I walk across my grass, and I love feeling each blade of the grass on my feet and the moisture, and whether it's cold. And I love just thinking, this is really good for my body. This is so good for my soul. This is so good. So I feed my chickens. I have a little chat with my chickens, and then I come back, and then I just feel so nourished, just simply because I did something that I really love.
Yes.
You know what
I
mean? It really does bring, like, that's so simple. I get my little oats and I take them out to the girls, and that just is so simple, and it's so nourishing for me. And I just think, oh, look at me in my life. Like, look at me feeding my chickens. So I love to do that. But another thing I love to do, if my head doesn't feel good, I just go to the woods. We've got a local woods here, and I feel like the trees just take away everything. And then I often find while I'm walking, I get so many ideas coming to my mind. I can guidance, and I'm like, oh, and then I get home and I have a little notepad in the car, and I try and remember them as much as I can and write them all down. So that's my two things. I think if you ever don't know what to do with yourself, get yourself in nature, get your feet on the ground, get amongst the trees, get your feet in the sea, whatever you do. Absolutely. Nature will sort it out for you.
Yes. Yeah. It's not like going against the waves, again, going against the force. It's like if you just surrender, if you surrender yourself, like surrender, and then the work is happening, and it's so empowering and freeing, isn't it? That has been my experience. Now, not forget there are challenges, and there'll always be challenges in life, but like if you surrender, no, you don't have to force yourself against this. It's like, just let it happen.
Yeah.
It's happening anyway.
Absolutely. And I've really learned that, you know, that there's no linear timing. Like, I always think, oh, I've got to do this or I've got to do that. I must remember. Like, no. People will come to you. Opportunities will come to you in the right time. Always, I find. And especially if it will even be better if you listen to yourself more. And so at the moment I'm getting like, slow down. Like, do all the things you got to do. You're a mum. You've got to do this. But, you know, do you really need to respond to that person straight away? No, slow down. Because, you know, obviously listen to nature as well. Autumn, it's letting go. It's time to wind down. You know, even like another thing I love to do in the home is have, you know, light, what am I trying to say? Like, dim the lights, low lighting. That's what I'm trying to say. So I kind of follow nature. So if you get up in the morning, I love to get up really early in the morning. Like, I get up at 6:30 or 6 o'clock, and I have very low lighting on in the home, because that's what nature's doing outside. So I try and do that stuff as well, and that really just lights me up. That feels right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I do. I do. I do. So much. Like, it's so wonderful to hear stories, because, like, I can say yes, same. Like, same thing happened to me. Like how did I become this today? And it's like I can wear orange from now on, and whatever that means. Like, I can be the whatever, but how did that happen? When did I become this way?
I know.
It did. I love it. I love simplicity and minimalistic way of living, nourishing, but it feels at the same time, and I'm not talking about richness and money-wise, but it is also important. But I'm talking, it feels so freeing and abundant at the same time. I can say a prayer of gratitude for my bed sheet.
Yes. I feel the same about going to bed at night time. I'm like, oh, I get to have this nice cozy bed. Isn't this lovely? Like, because
Yes, yes.
you know what's going on in the world. You know that not everybody has access to a lovely, warm, comfortable, safe bed. And maybe it's, you know, because I'm 50 now, maybe it happens in your 40s and your 50s that you start to embody the wise women that we are.
Yes.
Or maybe not. I
Yes.
don't see that with
Yes.
other people.
Yes.
But it's just like, I'm so grateful that I have a nice warm bed. You know, 20, 30-year-old me wouldn't have cared less, would have just expected it. But now it's
Yes.
just like, oh, I have a nice warm bed. I get to put on some nice low loading in the morning. I get to walk out to my chickens. Like, it's just gratitude. Yeah. Somebody,
Yes.
Siobhan has written here, gratitude.
Gratitude.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Love that. Love that.
So thank you so much for sharing
You're
all
welcome.
these
Thank you
wisdom,
so much for
Nadine.
inviting me. I was
So
like, oh, I
yeah,
love this. Love these
I
chats.
know. So let me remind whoever is here and listening maybe in the future. So myself and Nadine, see how important it is to share something. Like, share this video with the women in your life. Even if it's your mother or your grandmother, share it. They might have a message. They might connect with one word that we might have spoken today. I met Nadine about 2-3 years ago on Instagram,
Yeah.
via Instagram.
Yeah.
We have met,
Wild.
we have gone to a weekend stay away with a group of ladies. We met on social media. So there can be intentional connection, meaningful connection via social media. And I've learned so much from you and from the other ladies we met on that weekend. I felt like I was a little bit like, you know, shrinking where I was at that time. And I felt like, gosh, I am supported. I am supported. I felt like I came out of this that weekend. It's like I felt expanded a little bit more feeling like me. And then the work continued. A lot of shit came out since, for me personally, but like, unless it comes out, you don't settle down into who actually you are.
Exactly.
So
Spot on. Spot on. Sometimes it has to get worse before it gets better.
that's better. That's right. Yeah. So if you're listening, share this video with a friend or the women in your life, and they might need something. So we are, how do you call it? Create a chain of reaction.
Yeah.
Is that what I mean? Creating a chain of reaction. So this was my intention. I have it written here. I would like to, but I know whoever resonates with this message now, if you are nourishing your body in a way or so, connect with Nadine and the beautiful work she's doing on her side, and the recipes she's sharing, and all the beautiful things that we need to learn how to just be ourselves again, rather than waiting for someone to tell us what to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
continue this conversation with a friend, with your daughters, with your mother. Just continue this conversation. You may be in the shop, women are waiting in a queue and they have maybe detergent, and you can just start a conversation. Hey, do you know what? I listened to Nadine's chat with Mira yesterday, and she was such, what do you think about it? You don't have to be the right one. I am so righteous. What do you think about it? Do you know, I heard this thing now. Do you think there's a little bit of truth in that?
That's great. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
And then that just
Yeah.
shows people your opinion matters. I'm not telling you what to do. Like, what do you think? Do you think? And you get to still hold your opinion, but it's just, but you don't have to change your mind because whatever they've said. It's like you can have two different opinions. And I love that. That's such a great idea, Mira, just to have those conversations. And when you're saying about sharing this, because I bet our grandmothers and our mothers are probably thinking, I wish I had that when I was back in my day. I wish I had access to thousands and millions of women all over the world. They definitely didn't have access like we do these days. And to have that power and be empowered to share. Just share your thoughts and feelings and know that nobody is going to shut you down. And if they are, that's fine. But there's so many people who want your wisdom, and they want to know how it worked for you. What did it look like for you? Because I'm doing this over here and da da. So I think that's really powerful, Mira, and I'm so excited to see how this journey goes for you.
I know. Not for me, for all of us, for all the women around, and you're part of it, for all of us. Also, you mentioned grandmother. If we think about our grandmother, they used to use a bar of soap for washing the body and the clothes. The food so it's not a new thing that we are bringing. It's not new at all. It's like going back to some of the things that was so beautiful. Nourishing food, as one of the ladies said yesterday, and you said cooking in the open fire. This is how my mother used to cook. I grew up with cooking food in the open fire and seeing my grandmother using just like basic forage food. So what we are actually talking about today is going back to this beautiful part of life that existed once, and today we've given this away to other people to decide what we eat, what we inhale.
Yeah, so we're going back to basics. We're going back, and everyone's in on it. We're all excited for it. We want to know where our food comes from. We want to know what we're putting on our bodies. We now want to know. We're not like the blindfolds are off.
Yeah.
You know, it's all there to be seen now, and you get to choose whether you want to see it. But we are definitely going back to basics, and I'm so excited. I bet you our grandmothers are now up in heaven saying, "Yay! They're coming back! They're coming back!
Yeah.
They lost their way, but they're coming back."
Yes. Yeah. I went out and I connected to my grandmother this morning, and because I don't know what to do, I just want to do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, you always are guided. So thank you so much, Nadine, again. And is there something else that you'd like to share and offer and today?
I think just, you know, mind yourself, really. Just listen to those little niggles and mind yourself, you know, and if it doesn't feel good, don't do it.
Yeah.
Really. And no one gets to choose what's happening in your world but you. So I know that's probably too much there, but yeah, I think it's all about, just definitely mind yourself, and if it doesn't feel good, don't do it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Mara. I'm so pleased to be here and really appreciative. So it's amazing.
Likewise. We'll chat again. We should meet maybe again sometime.
Part 2.
Yes, part 2. Thank you so much for all of you who joined in this morning, sharing your support to myself and Nadine and all the beautiful women around us. And remember, you are good enough and you have this intuitive guidance within you. Just come back to your body.
Yeah.
And you can do it. And I'll chat to you again. Thank you so much for signing up. See you again outside.
Yeah. Bye, Mara. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your comments. Incredible information. That was so beautiful. Blessings. Awesome.
And gratitude. Beautiful. See you, ladies.
Thanks, Mara.
Bye. Bye.
Love ya. Oops.
Oh. Now I need to know how to log out. Okay.